Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. In this video, I'll be explaining you about 7 different professional finance qualifications which you can do. Now, I'm not going to give you a comparison about all these qualifications. Rather, I would give you a neutral point of view about all these qualifications. Because while I was working and teaching these qualifications in Dubai, I had got a lot of clarity. But when I came back to India in 2017, I saw that there is huge scope of these qualifications in India too. And now I'm going to explain you about all these qualifications in a short, brief manner, and also about who must do it and what is the structure about these qualifications. Understand that I'm not going to mention about the salaries about these qualifications, because salary must not be the parameter for you choosing your career or a qualification. Understand this: if you find interest in any one qualification, make sure that you choose that rather than on the basis of salaries. But let me tell you, every qualification is having its own value. Every qualification is having its own value. And also, you don't need to do all these qualifications. Even if you do any one qualification, that would be more than enough for you. So let's get started with the first qualification. Certified Management Accountant. It's a US based qualification. It's a certification which is issued to those people who pass these two examinations, which is the structure of this examination. There are two papers. In these two papers, 100 mark MCQ is there and two essay questions. Now, how much do you need to get to pass these examinations? You need to get overall 72% to pass in these examinations, which you can just see above there. If you see there, financial planning, performance and analytics, it's the part one in it, and part two. There are two different papers. Though I say part one, it's one exam only. Part two, that's one exam only, and it has those topics in it. What you need to do is nothing but, there are examination centers across the globe right now. You can give this examination at your nearest Prometric center. In this lockdown right now, there's a new announcement which has come that Prometric centers have opened up. Not all, but there are few which have opened up. We need to see which Prometric center is nearby to your location. Has that opened up or not? If yes, then you can book your exam, because right now the window is May, June, July, August, September, and October for 2020. You have a lot of time to give your CMA examination. Now, it takes around 6 to 8 months to complete, as it is said approximately. But what I would say, it takes around 12 months to complete this qualification. Now, coming up to who must do this qualification, it must be any graduate who is having at least 2 years of experience. Now, the question which I mostly get is, can a student do it? Can any graduate do it? Technically, you can do it. But what happens, what I see mostly in the market is, students will not be able to do it with that ease. If you have some experience, then you would do it on a better pace. Or else, if you're having any prior qualification, now you can see here, what I'm talking about is 2 years of experience, prior or post, if you have. And also, if you have done any of the previous qualifications which I have mentioned just at the start of the video, at least you have completed it half, or you have completed it completely, then CMA US would be better for you. But right after your 12th, I would not suggest you to go with CMA US. Understand this: CMA US, why it requires a graduation degree? It has set standards with the US graduation degree, not the Indian graduation degree. It has set standards with that. They have not yet evaluated the Indian graduation system, not yet evaluated it, to be frank. And understand this: this is US English, which adds on to the toughness of the paper. Until and unless you have strong basics, CMA US will be a challenge. That's why soon after 12th, don't go for CMA US. If you're having some experience of prior qualifications like CA, ACCA, CPA, something like that, then you can go for CMA as well. All right. So now my advice for those people who must do the CMA is aspiring business consultants. If you are aspiring to be a business consultant, or you have already completed any prior qualification, any professional qualification previously, or either partly completed it, then you must do it. And it is not for 12th students, 11th, 12th students. better do it, better go for any other qualifications, which I'm going to tell about in this video further. Now, next qualification, moving on, is this CFA Institute, which is a chartered qualification, which I get many questions about students, that how can I do it, where do I need to do it, and how much time will it take for me to do it. Now get all your questions answered. Now it has 3 levels. In the first level, the examination is in June, December. Second level, it's only in June, and in the third level, it is only in June. It's completely objective based papers. There are 2 examinations in the same day, morning and afternoon. The examination would be conducted, and the pass mark for this is depending on the cutoff rate of the toughness of the examination of that particular time. Then only you would qualify. There's no stated exact pass mark for it. Now come to this, who can do it? Just see this: eligible graduate or graduation final year, having 4 years of relevant experience in investment decisions, equity and portfolio management. If you're having experience in that, then CFA is for you. Now understand this: CFA, you just say, okay, there is huge job opportunities for CFA, there is huge scope for CFA. Yes, there is huge scope for CFA, provided you have the right experience for it to take up that job. Because just getting a certification, you may not get that much value. And understand this: in the CFA levels, every level there is a job opportunity available for you. You complete level 1, there is job for you. Level 2, there is job for you. Level 3, there's accordingly job for you. Level 3 you complete and you submit your experience also, you would be a charter holder. Now, what would be my advice for you students? Understand this: first get a job, a junior level job in respective investment management field, then do CFA. Why? Because tomorrow when you're going to get qualified as a CFA, you would be required to give your 4 years of experience, which is there. You have to submit your experience, and also you need to get 2 to 3 references of your previous employers or people who say that yes, you are having experience in investment banking, equity, etc., etc. Get this right: CFA is for those people who aspire to work in the equity management, investment appraisal industry, or investment banking industry. Now you may be highly excited that yes, I want to do that, but what I would say is better test the waters. Go work for an organization, work for a few months. You will understand. Once you work for that organization, you will gain interest. Once you gain interest, then you would do CFA, because it's not that it is costly also, and it takes around 4 years to complete. So only doing CFA, no. Most of them who do CFA, they are working already. All right, now moving on to the next qualification: ACCA, Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. I hope you guys have watched my previous videos also of it. If you have not watched it, then you can find the link. Okay, here it's there. You can click on the link for the detailed video, but here I would talk about it in a more simple manner. Now it's a 13 paper qualification. It has level by level. Knowledge level has 3 papers, skills level has 6 papers, and professional level has 4 papers. Now all these examinations are done online, but understand this: the first 4 papers you can give it anytime, but the next papers, it's in March, June, September, December. Now, with the recent amendment which is coming in of giving your exam from home, it is still under consideration. By June, you would get the complete notification of how examinations can happen with the remote invigilation. Now, provided with these, you would also get additional qualifications in ACCA. Once you complete first 3 papers, you would get diploma in accountancy and finance from ACCA. And if suppose you're completing your first 9 papers, you would get advanced diploma in accountancy and finance from ACCA. And you have a chance that you can apply for BSc in applied accountancy from Oxford Brookes University. You can apply for it. You have to submit a thesis. If that thesis gets accepted, then you would be awarded with a degree. And same goes after completing ACCA, you have a chance to apply for MSc in professional accountancy from University of London. And if that thesis gets accepted, you would be highly valued up there, and you would be getting your master's degree too. All right, so it's not just an additional degree which you just get it like this. You have to submit a thesis for it. That's little separate from it. All right, and you also need to have 3 years of PER. That's professional experience requirement, which you can have it while doing the qualification. You can do it after doing the qualification. It is up to you. Until and unless you have these 3 years of PER, you would be called an affiliate after completing all these 13 papers. You would be called an affiliate, but not a member. A member would be called only after completing your 13 papers, ethics module, and your 3 years of professional experience requirement. Now, you do not have to work under any qualified ACCA only. It can be any finance job, finance role, accountancy role. There are certain patterns which you can log on to ACCA, or you can just DM me on Instagram. I would show you that what are the parameters of doing completing your PER, because it's complete, it more of goes with your employer must file for it. There's a process which I'll explain it to you if you DM me and if you want to complete your PER. All right, now my advice for you students is eligibility first is 10th is the minimum eligibility to do ACCA, but most of the times there are 12th students who actually start with ACCA, and even 11th students start with ACCA. Even BCom pursuing students do ACCA. Even completed masters or bachelors, those students also do ACCA, because age is not the barrier and it is never too late. All right. So now my advice for you people, take this advice very seriously. Don't go through the exemptions route. Don't go through the exemptions route, because if you go through the exemptions route, you would not have a strong foundation. If you don't have a strong foundation, anytime you can fail in the upcoming paper. So don't go through the exemptions. Make sure that you go with all the papers, you qualify, and then you go. Even if you are taking exemptions, at least go through the classes so that you have that basic knowledge. I hope you guys get that. Now moving on to the next qualification, which is AICPA, Association of Certified Public Accountants. Now, sorry, not association, American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. I got that right. I got that wrong. Now I got it right. Now, there are 4 papers: auditing, business environment concept, financial accounting and reporting, and regulation. These 4 papers, you need to complete it within 18 months of your NTS, which is your notice to schedule. I hope you guys can see this here. That is your notice to schedule. Once your notice to schedule is once you get your notice to schedule, within 18 months, you need to complete your all 4 papers, and you need to get 75% marks to pass in it. And get this right also, these examinations are objective based papers, plus simulations would be there, and you can write this examination in Prometric centers. Now with the recent edition, you can even give your exam in India. Previously it was not there, but because of this pandemic situation which is there, you can give your USCPA examination in India now. That's open for you. Now moving on, who must do it? I would suggest all working professionals to do it, because it requires a bachelor's degree. It requires also a master's degree, because you have to complete 150 credits. That is 16 years of education. So my advice means, normally what eligibility is, you need to have a bachelor's degree, you need to have a master's degree, then only you would go with your USCPA. If you don't have your master's degree, then there is normal diplomas which are there in the market, which you can do to get the eligibility criteria for CPA. Now coming on to my advice for you students, that if you are doing CPA, first of all, it must be working professionals who must be doing CPA, and those people must do CPA who are willing to settle and work in the United States of America. If you're willing to work there, if you're willing to settle down there, then USCPA will be valued for you very high. All right. Now moving on to the next qualification. This qualification is Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. Now just to tell you, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants has tied up with AICPA, American Institute of CPA. Here, what happens is, if you complete either of the qualifications and have 5 years of experience submitted, you would get Chartered Global Management Accountant. That's CGMA, highest qualification of a management or a financial accountant. Now understand this, CIMA is a UK organization, CPA is a US organization. These two coming together and doing a collaboration. Whereas the other way, ACCA is a UK organization and USCMA is a US organization. Those two have collaborated. Now understand this, CIMA, CMA is management accounting bodies. CPA, ACCA is financial accounting, auditing, taxation bodies. They are not tying up with their own countries. I don't know why. I don't know what's the problem out there. Why I'm telling you people is that understand this. Even if you do one qualification, it's more than enough. It's not required कि you do this, you do that, otherwise you would not be valued. ये value नहीं होगा, वो value ये company में नहीं होगा. Nothing like that. Make sure that you do only one, and only do that which inspire, you aspire to do. You find interest in doing, do that. Don't do just अरे ये भी करूंगा तो वैल्यू होगी, वो भी करूंगा वैल्यू होगी, ये करूंगा तो एग्जाम्पशन मिल जाएगा, वो करूंगा तो एग्जाम्पशन मिल जाएगा. ऐसे एग्जाम्पशन में मत जाओ. Don't go towards these exemptions. Have proper one qualification, choose one qualification, have strong basics in that qualification, and go ahead. Now, this qualification has 16 papers. Now, when I say 16 papers, it has 4 levels. First is the certificate level, has 4 papers. Then is the operational level. It has 3 papers. Now, what happens here is the syllabus gets divided into pillars: financial pillar, enterprise pillar, and performance pillar. Now, in these pillars, it would go forward: operational level, managerial level, and then strategic level. Every level, you would have a case study also. In the last 3 levels, you would have case study after every level ending is. You would have case. Now, understand the beauty of this case study. You would be given a pre-seen material. You would be given a material for the case study 16 days or 14 days prior to the examination, so that you can go through it. And then when you go for the examination, you can structure it in a proper way. Understand the toughness of the paper, which would be. Now, I'm just kidding. Though it is tough, but people are doing it, and you guys can also do it. It's really, really amazing. This qualification, very good. You guys can go ahead with it. Now, who can do it? Understand this. 10th is the minimum eligibility. You can. Most of the students actually started after 12th. I don't know why. Do you wait for something? I don't know why you guys wait for. You can do it with 10th also. Even before 10th also, students can do ACCA or CIMA. Get this. Now, again, my same advice to you students, as I have given it in ACCA. Don't go with the exemptions route. Because if you go with exemptions, you would miss out on your foundation. And if you miss out on your foundation, you would be facing lots and lots of difficulties further in your career. All right. So now moving on to the next qualification, which is chartered accountancy. Now, chartered accountancy, I hope many students know about it. I would not mean, sir. Many people are known about it because it's an Indian qualification, and many people are aware about these qualification also. So now this has 20 papers, 3 levels. It is foundation, CA inter or intermediate, and CA final. 8 papers. Now understand this. Here 50% is the pass mark which I have written down, but if you can see here, 50% is the pass mark which I have written down, but you need to get minimum 40% in a paper and then 50% in aggregate in the papers. Now understand this. CA has this, what all other qualifications are. CPA has it, 4 papers you have to complete it in a row, otherwise you have to go with the start. CA, here what happens is you have to complete in groups. If you don't complete that complete group, then you have to write the complete group again. If you fail in one, you have to write all examination. This happens in CA unless you get 60 plus marks, which is an exemption, which is calculated as an exemption. If you get an exemption, you don't need to write that exam again if you're failing in that group in aggregate. Now, this one qualification, the minimum eligibility for you people is 12th passed or 12th appeared. You can start with chartered accountancy. Now, understand this, what I would suggest you, because these examinations are paper-based examinations. All other examinations which I have talked about till now, those all examinations are computer-based examinations. I guess CA, I don't know when it is going to get computerized, because understand this, in today's world, what is there? You would be solving all your questions, all your problems in your office on a laptop or a system or Excel, PowerPoint, etc. You would not be doing it on pen and paper. Pen and paper, you would do your rough work. But the examination still is on pen and paper, which is one drawback, which is one of the drawback of chartered accountancy. If that drawback goes out, then this qualification is also highly valued. Now understand this, who must do it? My advice for you people, only those who want to set up their practice in India. If you want to set up your practice only in India, then chartered accountancy is highly, highly valued. No comparison to it, no competition to chartered accountancy. Whereas if you want to work in MNC, you got competition. If you guys want to go abroad, you got competition from those previous qualifications. Now, coming towards the last qualification which I would like to explain to you people, which is IFRS. Here, it is one exam only given in June, December. It's an online examination and 50% is the pass mark. Who must do it is already holding a professional qualification. If you're already holding a professional qualification, any of those qualifications which I have talked about in this video, then you're eligible for IFRS. And also, if suppose you're having 3 years of relevant accounting experience, then do go ahead with IFRS. And if suppose you're working right now in accounting reporting field, you must do IFRS. And then my advice is only do it if you have prior experience. If you're having prior experience, then only you must do it. Now get this right. These qualifications which I have just explained to you people, this is just a neutral view. These are few of the qualifications which a commerce student can do. Or in fact, not only commerce, there's no barrier. You see, there's no barrier for commerce. Only commerce student can do. Any student can do it. Now understand this. There are many other qualifications also, which I have not said it in this video. There is CFE, Certified Fraud Examiner. There is CIA, Certified Internal Auditor, etc., etc. Then CS is a company secretary. CMA India is there. There are many qualifications which I have not said in this video, but there are options for you, which you guys must know before you choose any qualification. These are very few qualifications which I have talked about. There are many more qualifications which are there. Understand this. There is no comparison between any qualification. There is no comparison. Choose the best, which suits you best. Which suits you best. Choose that. Don't just go with which is having high value. Every qualification is having high value. Every qualification is having high value. Every qualification will make you earn a 6-digit salary, a very good salary, a very good life would be there. Everyone recognize, even if you're having one qualification out of these, you don't need to get one more. No need. What you have to do is focus on one qualification, get that qualification, and then concentrate on your skills. Concentrate on your skills, improve your skills, because that will make you earn more money. I hope you guys have liked this video. I hope this video is helpful for you. Make sure that you like this video, share this video, and also subscribe to this channel if you're new to this channel. And also, if you want to know about any classes or if you want to reach out to me, I would be putting my Instagram link in the description. Make sure you DM me directly if you're having any doubt in it or if you want to know more about it. I would be happy to help you out over there. And one last thing, before you guys leave this, make a decision wisely. Thank you very much.